ground pimento, and I'm just going to be adding Jamaican jerk marinade. The truth is, I really didn't have to add anything to it. This is it here. It contains all the following ingredients. So guess what, with that being said, I really did not have to add anything to it, but I just put a little something because you know I'm extra like that. So I'm gonna go in now with the jerk seasoning. About this, and everybody gonna be like, okay, so why she just using the back of the spoon to do this? You know why. I don't normally like to touch the meat, you know, although you probably see me touch it already here, but ideally I prefer to use our gloves, right? But the spoon will do it just nicely as well. Both sides. Now please remember when you're buying salmon that you need to check to make sure that you're getting the piece that might be scaled. Sometimes it's not scaled, and so you have to just come home and scale the side. I had to scale these, that's the downfall. All right, so we have some pineapples here. They were in the fridge. That doesn't matter, we're gonna cook with them. So I'm going to dice these and use them for the salsa. I won't bore you with the process, but I'll just show you just to make it this way. Then turn it this way. Really want it to be small cubes, that's the idea. Alright, I think you get the point, right? Let me just do maybe 1 or 2 more for you to see what I'm talking about, just to make them small. So if you look, this is what it's going to be looking like. So I'll continue this and then show you what else I'm going to be including in the salsa. I added a little bit of white onion to the mix because I figured the yellow onion was just too little bit. Okay, now I have some sweet pepper. The sad thing about this is that I don't have an assorted color here, so I have to use what I have. I have green pepper, so that's what I'm going to be working with. So let's just dice these for the salsa, same treatment. Now remember, you can always put your finger this way, right? Now I don't really move with the knife very fast. That's deliberate on my part. Knife cut me already, and I know what that feels like when I was a little child trying to assist my mother to pick ackee, even though she didn't instruct me to do so. And of course I had blood trailing through the house when I tried to go dress my cut on my own, but I was helpful, so I never get beaten for that, right? But anyway, the good thing is to really cup your finger this way so as not to cut them. So I won't bore you with the process. Again, I'm just dicing these and then I'll show you the next step. The last thing I'm going to be adding is some marjoram. This is it. This is from my side garden. Remember, people, all the little herbs that you probably want to use in your kitchen, you can block up a little section at your backyard, your side yard, your front yard. No, not your front yard, but your back or your side yard. Hear the disgusting dogs now. Anytime at all I'm recording, that's when they choose to bark. But anyway, so you can actually grow this in the side of your yard. It catches very easily. So if there's anybody who might be in close proximity to me, by that I mean you have to be in Jamaica and be in the urban area and you want a piece of marjoram to start your own marjoram quote-unquote garden, I can give you a piece, right? Or if not, you can go down to Coronation Market and get this. I think that's where I got the first piece. So this is gonna be used in the mix of things as well. All right, so the time has passed. Our fish is here, it looks good, and I think it is boiling out to go on the stovetop, so I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so I have the saucepan here. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some olive oil to the mix. We don't need a lot. One of the things that we need to remember about olive oil too is that we don't use it for frying. It's really to saute, right? And so we don't want it to get a lot of heat. Now I want this oil to be infused, so I am adding some garlic to the mix. Once I start to smell the garlic, it means that it is time for me to take it from the saucepan. right? So let's just allow that to do its thing. Should have mentioned too that we want to keep our flame on low so that this can take its own sweet time to release. And again, remember, because we don't want the olive oil to get too hot, we don't want it to burn. Garlic is fragrant. As you can see, it's browning up here. It means that I can now release it. Not release, I can now remove it from the pot. Alright, so we have our first piece of fish. I just do them one at a time. Like this. Allow it to sit on that side. So if you look carefully, you recognize that there's one side that is ready, right? This one, I'm just allowing it to finish up, and then I'm going to go right in with creating the salsa. That's the kind of look that you want on it. That kind of char. If you look to the side, you can see it oozing right there, so it's still juicy. It's not going to be dry. Okay, once you start to see the pink coming through, you know it's ready. So it's almost time for me to flip this one. Time for the salsa. So you want to make sure that you remove any excess oil from the pot. You just really want this to saute in as little oil as possible. Okay, so first step is to break down these onions. Once we can smell them, they're becoming fragrant. You notice the white ones, they started to brown up a little bit, then you know that you are good to go. It is time to add in what is our next ingredient, and I'm going to be going in with our sweet peppers. Onion here becoming nice and translucent. Again, just releasing that flavor. That's done, it's time to hit the pot with our pineapples. Now remember that the juices from the pineapples are going to be released, and that too is going to be adding to the flavor for the salsa. I'm sure that if you follow this channel, right, you know what I'm going to be hitting the pot with next in terms of spice or a herb. This one is ginger, herb and spice. But anyway, let me give it away because it's ginger. I'm going to be adding that. Nothing I cook is done without including ginger. Alright, remember, we're still on a very low flame, and we're sauteing this, incorporating everything here. Smells good. Now I'm going to be hitting this with a little bit of ginger. Ginger powder is what I'm using now, and that's fine. Alright. Trust me, you want to be here because this smells divine. You definitely want to be here. I'm going to allow this to sweat a little bit, so of course I'm going to cover it down. I'm going to cover the pot here and just allow it to spring some juices. Break this down all the way down. To this, I'm going to be adding a little bit of honey. Notice? Nothing too grand. That looks like grand. That looks like a lot, but it's okay. And what this is going to do is to help the pineapple and the onions and everything to really caramelize, because that's what we want. We want it to really come together and just release all the juices on a low flame, much like when you're making jam, right? So I'm going to cover this now and allow it to just basically sweat a little bit. That looks good. Let me cover this up. So what's all of this without some fresh lime juice? So I'm just going to go in, put the lime juice over that, because of course it's fish and you want that nice lime flavor or lemon flavor, whichever you choose. That's in it. That looks good. We're almost there. We're almost ready, ladies and gentlemen. Just wait for the plating, okay? Should I show you what I'm going to pair this with? I probably should. Maybe I should show you what I'm going to be plating this salmon with. What side I'm going to be putting it with. Okay, so right now I'm in between two minds. I'm either going to go with quinoa or I'm going to be going with some penne pasta, which is gluten-free penne pasta. I haven't decided just yet, but wait for it because it's coming. Maybe I should show you how I'll make that as well. All right, guys, stay tuned. The water has come to a rapid boil, which means it's time for me to add the pasta. This is the brand that I'm using, Ronzoni, gluten-free, and of course it's made from grains white rice, brown rice, corn, and quinoa. So this is perfecto, gluten-free. Okay, all right. So pasta in the hot water. Hello. So while the pasta is cooking, something came to mind. Why not spice up the pasta a little bit more? And so I'm going to be making some coconut milk. I have some filtered water here, and I have some coconut pieces. These were frozen, so I'm just gonna blend these in my Vitamix and make some coconut milk and reduce the coconut milk over the pasta. Why not? Coconut milk, adding some ginger to that, and some other herbs and spices. Watch, I have a colander here. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the pasta in it. That way the pasta is drained. We want to stop the cooking process. Oh, I threw away all the pasta water, such a mistake. The starch from that would have allowed me to thicken my coconut a little bit. At least the cooking process would have been faster. You know that the coconut milk is gonna thicken, right? But all right, nonetheless, what can I do here? I'm gonna run just a little bit of cold water over this just to stop the cooking process, because again, we don't want the pasta to be soggy. Okay, add some paprika, that will give it a little bit of color, right? Everything here cooking by eye, eyeballing it, mix this around. All right, this has a nice little color to it, don't it? Not so white and bland. I'm going to also add some seafood spice to this, since we're going to be pairing this with the salmon, right? Okay, so here we go. So we added the seafood spice. As you can see, I added a little bit of powdered onion. I just decided that I'm gonna go in with about a tablespoon of the jerk seasoning, just to play upon the jerk flavor too that's coming from the fish, right? So everything is going to be nicely incorporated here. I also added some thyme. Ooh, the heat is on, but this smells really divine, guys. Oh my goodness, this makes me excited. All right, so lid it in about 2 minutes the most. I am going to be adding the pasta back. Pasta in. Now that the pasta is in, just want to mix this around here and allow it to sit, because the pasta is going to be soaking up the coconut milk, right? So this is not anything overly hard or difficult to make. Again, it's just about the flavor. If you look, you can see it already that the coconut milk is being absorbed by the pasta. I have no fresh parsley, so I'm gonna have to use dried parsley. But the important thing is that this is gonna be good, right? Use what you have. That's always what I encourage, that we use what we have. Just mix this around. This is it. Right here, all of the coconut milk basically out of the pot. We have our pasta that's in our bowl. I will go in now with the salmon. I think I'll turn it that way. That looks good. And then I'm going to be putting the salsa on top. Of course, having some more color would be ideal for this dish in terms of the salsa if we had assorted sweet peppers, but that's fine. Now we're just gonna go in with our marjoram right here on top. That's it. Bon appetit. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below if you have tried this recipe, or if you will try this recipe, and when you do, please come back here and tell me how it turned out for you. Thank you so much for watching, and of course I'll see you in the next video.
all aboard, cause the road I go start crash. Strap in safe for the engine start up. Good food, me a pre can't get enough. It's vibing with Via. So grab your phone, grab your tablet. I this you can't miss. It's vibing with Via. And once you start this you can't quit. You are gonna love this. It's vibing with Via, vibing with Via. Yeah, we vibing with Via. Oh.